Sometime last year I replaced the which my 407 coupe V6 front wishbone, the okay, not the two side, the right side wishbone. Now wishbone is what is also known as the front lower arms. Remember, 407 has two wishbones, more like two arms or two control arms. So, but the one that usually have issue is the lower one, the one we regard as lower arms. So that's what you are looking at on the screen. So that was sometime late last year. So the one on the right side, I replaced it because this particular bushes on the one that is circled was bad. It's not okay. Let me just leave that one. So I replaced that one, the one on the right side. I got a used Tokumbo one. However, the one on the left, the bushes there did not cut completely, but were partially broken. So what I decided to do, it was as if more like to do a test. So was to buy a new bushes. This particular one that is circled. Remember, this lower arm for the 407 has two bushes. So there's the one on the center, which is the round one, and then the other one on the edge, which is the one circled. So the one that got broken on the left was this circled one. They normally usually regarded as aluminium bushes. So I bought a new one and I changed the one that was partially broken on the left side. But for the right side, I just bought the Tokumbo completely, and the two bushes on them on it were okay, very very okay. So I used it travel with the car, did a road trip with the car, drove along this horrible road. That's in terms of road conditions was very bad. Um, Abuja to Enugu. So did all that. In fact, the road was that so bad that the four shock absorbers failed before I could even reach Anambra State. It was that bad. The four of them that were good, which I checked before I embark on the trip. In fact, I even changed the two rears before I embark on the trip. Well, though with used ones, that is in other words Tokumbo. But they both failed by the fire before I even got to my destination, because one good thing about 407 V6 is the suspension, even though it's partly mechanical and electrical. So the electrical will always start giving you warning once something is wrong with the suspension. So I started getting the warning before I could get to my destination. So that's why I knew something was wrong. And then with the sound and noise that was coming from under the vehicle, so I knew the suspensions were in terrible shape. So I got back and realized the four shock absorbers were dead. So what that happened was while I was that was the sometime early this year, while I was changing the four shock absorber, and I realized that Tokumbo one. Remember, I put new bushes on the left one, but on the right one I bought Tokumbo one complete. So I now realized that that Tokumbo one has partially, not partially, like it has cracked, but has not completely broken. The bushy, this same one that is circled, that particular bushy is still there, but partly cracked. So I kept using it, but the other one, the one I put new one was intact, it was as if it didn't even make any move. As if I would just put it new the day I checked it, as if it didn't do that trip. There was no sign of squeeze, nothing. It didn't even have no mark on it. So I kept using it. But one thing I realized when I checked it was there's a cone, more like a big washer that is usually placed between the, not necessarily between, just part of, you're supposed to, uh when you remove the bushes, I want to put a new one. You first put that washer before you put the bushes. So what happened was, the person that removed that bushing, the broken one last year, person that removed it, remove, of course, remove both the broken bushing and that big washer. So but when putting back the washer, we supposed to put first before you put the bushing on the lower arm. The person turned it the other way around, turned it up, more like, not like upside down. It faced, the position I was supposed to be inside was placed outside. So I noticed it when I came back, and I looked at it very well. I realized that it was pressed wrongly. So, but it still did not affect the bushes. So I decided, when next I'm going to um, deal with it, do suspension work, I will just have to correct it. And to correct it means I have to remove that new bushing, because that's the only way to remove the washer and turn it to and put it back on the proper place, or put it at proper position. But to do that, I have to remove the new bushing. And to remove the bushing, you have to damage it. It can't come out and go back in, still remain good. So because of that, I just had to keep using the car since the other one has not even fully broken. So until the warning came back. You remember, like I said, the suspension, if you own a 4.6 V6, well, not all 4.6 V6, depending. Mine is easier to tell because it has a directional um, xenon headlight. No, by directional means all 4.7 coupe, especially the V6 one, they have it as standard. So once the car is in motion, as you are turning the steering wheel, the headlight bulb will be turning towards the side you are turning the wheel. It will follow your steering. You follow the steering as you are turning. It's turning toward that side, so the headlight will no longer face straight. As you're turning, it will turning, entering that part of the road that you're turning into. But the car has to be in motion for that to happen. So all coupe has that. Not sure saloon and station wagon have that this thing. It's possible the 4.7 coupe 4-cylinder have it. I can't confirm, but it's standard on the V6 coupe. So there's a sensor on the lower arm that is called travel sensor, which for the saloon and station wagon V6 also all have it. So all V6 407 will have that travel sensor. So however, for the coupe that have that xenon directional headlamp, once that anything is wrong on that suspension, each of the wheel, once there's any part of the suspension that have issue, whether it's shock absorber or anything, the headlight, the beam light, the tail light, we call it tail light or tail sign. So that tail sign of that beam, the beam tail sign on the instrument panel will start flashing or blinking, which you won't get on for saloon V6 or station wagon V6 407, but on the coupe V6 with that directional headlamp, you will get that warning. So once you start doing that, I will know something is wrong on one of the suspension is wrong with the suspension on one of the wheels. So it's now up to me to now scan to know which wheel is causing it. So, and I checked and I realized that was sometime this month that the one on the right, that Tokumbo on, that's where the one is coming from. So, and I knew that eventually that Tokumbo on that was partially broken when I did this journey has virtually given up. So that journey actually damaged it. It's just that it was just barely a little to completely broke. So sometime this month I decided, okay, let me just change it. But this time, because the Tokumo didn't even last, it couldn't handle that horrible road. So, and the new one was intact, did those things, nothing happened to it. So I decided to now put new one there, so I buy another Tokumbo. So but then because the other one on the left was, the washer was not mounted properly, so the bushings also have to be damaged for you to remove that washer. So I have to now buy two. So I changed the broken one on the right side, mounted it back. Now came back to the left one, the left side, that this is that will need to remove the new one to put reposition the washer. The mechanic that was doing that for me, see, he spent more than 30 minutes. There was no size of hammer and chisel he did not apply on this. Look at that circle, that bush is there. Normally new bushes, those rubbers, so if you use your teeth and bite them, they will just, peel off immediately. But this one, I say there was no side. It was hitting it with every side. He had to go and borrow the so-called what's it called? Monday hammer or something, as in heavy duty hammer, chisel. Hitting it, doing everything for that thing to pull out, refuse. As in, after 30 minutes, I looked at the bushing. The rubber was still intact. No, yeah, I could see scratches of the hammer and the chisel on it, but it didn't break it. I was like, you know what? Okay, no. I mean, you have tried your best. So I took it and I gave it to a panel beater. I said, I think you are in a better position to remove this thing. The panel beater went out with it and started doing his own thing. About an hour later, I forgot about it. I just forgot that I even gave him. It was about 2 hours later that something is actually holding me here. And I said, oh, was it this thing? I went back to him. It was still there. He couldn't remove it. He used there was no tactics he did not apply. The bushing refused to crack because it has to crack. You have to tear. The rubber has to break before you can remove it. Remember, this is a new ordinary, not even original. I don't know how do I put it. It's not even an expensive bushing. It's not like those expensive OEM. It's just ordinary aftermarket, very cheap, but it's very cheap. So even me, I was surprised. As in, I know it was. I was impressed when I came back from the journey and checked, and it still did not break. But for you to even refuse to come out with all this impact, I was like, wow. I mean, this must be that very good. To cut it short, it took him more than 2 hours to eventually get it out. And now eventually he had to damage that washer. Just to damage that washer that I even want, because of the washer that I even need to, or decided to remove this one that was still good. Because it couldn't come out, so he now had to use from the washer was hitting every part of it, and so I had 2 options. Since I damaged the washer, and it's a unique type of washer that I can only get from the 407 lower, I can't get it from any other place. So the option is to buy another Tokumbo one because I already damaged what I even wanted to use. Buy another VC Zone Tokumbo on, since you can't get it new, and forget about putting the new bushing and condemn the lower arm, or I buy another lower arm simply for the purpose of removing the washer from the one I will buy, and still put back on the lower arm that was removed from the vehicle, so I can put back put the new bushing that I bought for the work. So I decided to go for that option. So I had to now go and source for. Remember, the V6 lower arm is different from 4-cylinder. So I had to source for, but the washer on both the V6 and the 4-cylinder are basically the same. So I sourced for any one, the one that maybe the bushing has cracked, So I was able to get it almost like half the price of the complete Tokumbo oil. Just simply for that washer. So I did it virtually. I removed the washer, put back on the V6 one, put the new bushing and mounted. So I almost spent like more than double the price of buying a Tokumbo lower arm, simply because I didn't want to put the Tokumbo anymore, since the Tokumbo didn't even last for me. Yeah, this new one, this ordinary new one, not even OEM, it couldn't even remove. Normally, once you hit it hammer, it's supposed to tear into pieces, because it's always assumed that this rubber, the new ones, they are bushes, they don't last. They are just like pepper. If you do it, it will tear off. Why waste my money again buying the expensive Tokumbo on that's used ones, that when I know this cheap, most cheaper new one will serve much better, considering what I have experienced, you know. So that made me to, when I wanted to overhaul my 406 suspension as well, the front end, I decided, because of what that one, how I was impressed when I came back from the journey in January. I checked and saw that it lasted. Johnny didn't damage it, but damaged the used one. So I decided to use that same brand. Of course, the bushings for the 406 is different from that of 407. But I decided to go for that same brand, because the two bushes on the 406 were bad when I checked, when I did the repairs or the overhaul. So I used that same brand, bought that same brand. Also, almost the same price, very cheap, of the 407. And so these are the two bushes. So you can see the one beside the carton or the pack, the pepper pack, is the 406 on, while the other one without the pepper pack, that's the 407 on. I don't think I'm not see. Let me see if I can see the part number. The part number, that's for the brand. You can see the brand is Autobu. So the part number is 3521.JC. J6 for the 407. 406, I'm not seeing it very well from here. Maybe I could write it down on what's it called, on the comment section, the two part number, but it doesn't really matter anyway. The reason why I think it doesn't matter is I'm going to put the phone number of the part seller I bought this from. Now, of course, you can always get this from any other shop, but the reason why I want to put it, at least this is who I bought mine from, that served for me. It's possible there are also fake Autobu products in the market, or it's possible they are not so far or yet in Nigeria. So I cannot vouch or say anywhere you see this particular bushing in anywhere, in any part of Nigeria, it will be the same quality of this one that was, refused to give up, no matter how we tried. No matter the bad road I drove it on, I was expecting it would be the first that would give up on that journey. When immediately I started hearing all those sounds. In fact, I thought that was even the one that was making those sounds. Only for me to realize it was even the shock absorbers and a few other components, So I'll put the phone number of the guy. However, I'll still point it out, I'm not vouching for the guy, that if you maybe tomorrow what he might have now may not be the same quality of what I got from him. I'm not him, I'm me. So don't tomorrow start quoting but I recommended him. I'm only saying, if you want to risk it, I risk it and it work for me. So if you want to risk it, maybe it work for you too. The only thing I know I did was I told him, if you continue to produce or sell this quality, because I was impressed. I gave him the feedback. If you can continue to provide this quality of um these bushings, I will do my best to promote you, without any kickback. One thing with me is, you don't need to pay me to promote you. Once I see, once you see something good, and nothing that, promoting him will not stop me from my own growth, or from whatever that is meant to be mine to come to me. It's only when I see people trying to play smart on me, and try to, once they see, find a way to, I don't know how to put it. You can always tell people from their character that this person is just here to draw, suck to you whatever you have, to suck you. I don't, how do I put it? People with their mischievous and devious intentions, to use you. Let me put it that way. So once I sense that kind of person, I cut them off. I don't even waste time, irrespective of how this a third party sees it. But if I see it as somebody who is genuine, yeah, why not? I use whatever platform I have to promote the person, because if something good is good. So I'm going to put that person number, and yes, I did warn him, do not deviate from this. Even if eventually the quality change, please let the whoever that is buying know that this is no longer the same, right? So I'm going to put his number if you're interested. Like I said, these two are for 406 and 407. So he will know if you tell him it's 406, he knows the 406. So if you say your car is 407, he knows your 407 model. Like I said, all 407 use the same. Likewise, all 406 use the same. So in that case, part number doesn't necessarily mean much. When I mean part number, I'm saying the Autobu part number, not the Peugeot part number. I have not checked to confirm if the part number on this parts are actually the Peugeot part number, or the brand part number. That's the Autobu part number. Now I also will expect that you might have the bushes from this same brand as well, for other Peugeot model 307, 206, 508, the rest. So he probably might also have. So you might also give him a trial. To me, my advice is, don't waste your money buying these used lower arms, wishbones, bushes, especially. Well, I'm not saying all bushes. Some of them say might not be as good as these two. Like most of the engine mounts, they're actually new ones. They don't last. So hopefully one day I might buy one for him that will last much longer than most other used ones I bought that didn't last. So I'm just saying, for now, these two. In fact, for 406 I can't really say, because was it not last month or so, or early this month, that I put these bushings on them. So however, I just have the confidence, because it's this same brand that I put in my 407 last year, that showed me that, yeah, it was worth it. I decided to go for it for the 406. So hopefully it will be the same quality, even though they are the same different models, but I will expect the quality will be the same. So you could contact him too for your own car model, if it's not 406 or 407. Remember, it is for Peugeot vehicles. If you use a different model of car, please, it is only on Peugeot. So I just want, because I know people, I used to also don't have that kind of confidence on new bushes, but man, I could say, sometimes when you test, it's just for you to risk and test something. You'll be surprised that your doubts will be clear, or the impression you have about that thing. So at least now, because the low arms, Tokumbo is like double or triple price of, almost double price of this bushing. And most are usually this bushing that fails, not this center round one. Even say he has a round one, this round one here. But I didn't ask whether it's the same brand. But since mine, we are both of them were okay, so I didn't bother to ask for the brand or the prices. So for what I'm saying, I don't see the need anymore to ever need to buy Tokumbo, at least for now. If this one can last, if the way this one lasted, if I for you to go to do that trip and come back without breaking, and with the way I drive, I'm thinking by in the next 2 years, I probably might not need to replace any of these two bushes or the way I see it. So with maybe in future or I mean very near future, I might decide to buy like 2 or 3 more sets and keep, so that maybe in the next 10 years I know I'm covered for this bushes. Even if it cut, I can always use that one, because it's expected that maybe at some point this brand will no longer be in the market, or the quality will no longer be as good as it is right now, at least the ones I mounted. So probably will just, but I don't know yet. But like I said, I expect this to last very long. As in, you need to see the way the mechanic and the panel meter, both of them, we are hitting this with hammer, using fire. Still, he refused to budge. Man, I was like, what is this? I mean, no, it was that good, you know. But another thing I'll put, this caveat is, I know some people drive very roughly. Maybe mine was able to laugh because also the way I drive on rough road. I don't speed on rough road. I don't see gallop or a pothole and go and jump on it intentionally or speed over it. I don't do that. But eventually, as you are driving, yeah, it will be affecting them, small, small, until they will give up. But at least I don't increase the awareness by driving very fast on this rough potholes. So if you are the type that drive that way, I don't expect yours to last like mine, because it will fail much faster. Doesn't matter how good the suspension component is. If you are driving very, very fast on rough or potholes, they will fail, oh, the lifespan will drop drastically. That's how it is. So, but I'm just saying, on the normal circumstances, no, this one, I was impressed. This particular brand was impressed. So, I hope, uh, people will benefit from this. But if you still don't trust, maybe the other new brands you've been buying and they've not been working out, and in fact they didn't last for you, and you didn't trust any other new bushing, fine, continue with the usual. I'm just sharing my experience or giving testimony over this, so that you know somebody else probably might benefit from it. Okay, so that's all for this video.